Well, hello again. In this video, we're going to talk briefly about how to set up your practice bell kit and how to grip your keyboard mallets. Now, bell kits differ a little bit, but they all have some things in common. And I'm going to start by taking my bells off. Now, let's talk about the base of your stand. Now, this is the same stand I used for my drum pad. I do want to have my legs wide enough to support the weight of the bell kit. If they're in too close, the bell kit's going to fall over. You don't need them all the way open. Right about that point, and then tighten up. Now, I have a set that has arms on it, and not every kind of bell kit does, but if you have the set that has the arms, you're going to need to open those arms up. And you start by loosening the screw that's at the base of the arms. Half turn is plenty. Now, if you just pull on one of them, they won't open. You have to pull on all four of them. Get them all loose, and then pull them up. All right. Now, some of them will have a little stopper and it only lets you pull it up so far. This kit goes all the way up higher than I need to. I suggest putting it flat and then tighten back up just till it stops. Again, there's different looking kits. My kit has one set of short arms and one set of longer arms. You want the shorter arms on your right hand side. Then I'm going to take my set of bells. And again, these kits differ a lot, but most of them have some variation on this where they have a hole in the bottom. And you're going to set that hole over the threaded rod that's sticking up. In some cases, you have to physically screw the bell kit onto this rod, but in most of them, you just have to aim carefully and set it on that hole. Okay, now right now it's a little wiggly. So to keep this from wiggling, I need to raise the arms up just a little bit. So I'm going to support it with one hand, loosen it, and raise the arms up just a little bit. If I go too much, it's going to come out of that hole, and I don't want that. See, now it's not wiggly. Okay? Now, again, there are different types. If you have the pearl kind of drum stand, this hole looks like a keyhole shape. It's a little bit of an oval, and where your drum stand fits on it has an oval shape at the top. And that needs to fit into that hole and then turn 90 degrees. And then there is a black plastic wing nut that you need to tighten up to get it to tighten and fit against that. That one's a little bit different, but most of them follow some variation on this. You want to have your keyboard set as high as your drum pad, if not higher. I prefer to have it a little bit higher for a couple reasons. One, the angle of your stroke on a keyboard is a little bit more parallel. And number two, it gets it closer to your eyes. Closer to your eyes helps you read music. Now let's talk about gripping the keyboard mallets. The mallets that you get with your bell kit are often smaller, thinner, sometimes less expensive than real keyboard mallets. Some of them have two ends to them. That doesn't really matter. Just pick an end to grab for right now. You're going to grab it the same way you would grab your snare drum stick, except all the way down near the end. Leave very little. You don't want to grab them way up here. You want to grab them more towards the end. Now, I prefer to have my players turn their wrists slightly. Not thumbs up, but not thumbs facing each other like a snare drum grip, but slightly up. Your instructor may vary their opinion on that a little bit. Follow what they ask you to do. Also, on a snare drum, you're keeping the fulcrum right here at the first two fingers, and that's a great place to start. For keyboard mallets, though, I like you to eventually learn to grab them from the back fingers, and just use your first finger and thumb, your first finger as a platform, and the thumb to keep it over that platform. Later on, when you're using multiple mallets in one hand, that's going to come in handy. Also, for the keyboard stroke, we need to get off of the keys quickly. It's a down-up stroke. This doesn't bounce like your drum pad does, so you can't put a lot of force down into it. If you do, the bells are going to sound very harsh, and we need to be able to produce a down-up stroke and get off of it quickly. Having that finger as a base and being able to flick it back up is really important. Okay, so grip it like a snare drum stick, thumbs over just a little bit more, then relax your grip so you're gripping more from the back fingers, first finger and thumb, first finger is the platform, thumb is on it, a down up piston stroke. It's important that we get off of the bells. Like that. I hope that helps.